But I can promise you that would have been left.
Yeah.
A different driver would have spun so much less.
Low toe.
A little bit of toe, just...
Yeah, any other driver that's 16, 1700.
Face close to the path with a toe strike. You're dead. You're left.
Yeah.
And I don't think lots of people would think G430 Max, really? Anti-left driver? Yes. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, Michael, we're going to take a look at some driver fitting specifically for people who have overly shapely ball flights. Do you have any overly shapely things in your mind?
Out the heel and out to the right. That's the ball flight right now.
Okay, so we are going to talk about the left for players, and I'm probably more likely to miss it left. You're probably at the minute more likely to miss it right. And in the bay, how much do we get involved in that? How much do we allow technology to sort of override some of those sort of swing deficiencies, which is what it is, but we can help it an awful lot, and we can actually, which is the key to doing it correctly, is we move your swing back towards the correct and more neutral delivery by giving you the sort of right club. So we all know golf's a game of opposites, right? So the more we swing left, the more the ball goes right. The more we swing right, the more the ball goes left. So the minute we start to see that ball flight neutralize, subconsciously we calm down the sort of internal computer, the internal swing says, okay, I don't have to do that as much anymore. And your golf swing can really, really calm down. Your release can be better. You can really get much more solid contact. So that's what our focus is on today. How do we take your swing deficiencies and turn them back into much more neutral ball flights?
Yeah, I like what you said earlier. We do this, we dive a little bit into this during a fitting. It can extend the fitting, which, someone comes in, they're struggling. Little tidbits that we can kind of help neutralize or fix. They're not leaving feeling like we've wasted their time or they've wasted our time.
Yeah.
You can extend that fitting to ultimately, hopefully, fit them into something new.
Without a doubt. When we get all that data, is that the right way to say it?
Data.
You get all that data at our disposal. We don't just have launch angle, spin rate, ball speed. We've got angle of attack, we've got strike point, we've got dynamic lag, we've got dynamic loft. We've got all these things that tell us exactly what your swing DNA is. We're going to give that to you, and we're going to help you understand your own swing and your tendencies, so that when you're on the golf course, you're armed with information as to why you're doing what you're doing, which ultimately will help you sort of fix yourself, self-diagnose when you're out there, and you can sort of rein it back in. Okay, if I'm doing that, missing it too much to the right, I know that means I'm, coming too much over the top. Let me adjust the stance a little bit. Let me make sure I'm not hitting in the heel. All these little subtle things that can really wrestle around back in your favor rather than letting it get away from you.
Love it.
Let's get a few sighters from you, Michael.
Ready to be healed.
Lovely opener, Michael. Lovely. So, Fader Joe.
Yeah.
I don't think Average Joe, we can call you Average Joe anymore. You've extended significantly beyond the Average Joe territory.
You know what? Coming from you, I'll take that as a compliment.
Yep. Now you're growing up. My wee Mikey that I've coddled since the young early days is growing up, ready to flee the nest.
Aye. You'll be an empty nester soon.
It'd be lovely if I could see you for a wee bit more into out, right enough.
Yeah, amen. Well, that's your job.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry. All right, couple more. Good. Good. You are a fader, after all. 4. 2 more. That's the lovely little down the left side Colin Montgomery fairway finder.
Boring.
Do you know what's not boring?
I know.
8 European Tour Order of Merits.
Yeah, but
The bank balance he gets to wake up and look at every morning. Not boring. Good. So, as we see, Mikey, that at the minute is your predicament, it's your struggle.
yeah.
Okay, it's pretty centered in the strike, little bit heely. So we go into the averages, out to in, open face, heel strike, right? Perfect storm, compound storm. So we're going to get to work and change that. Adjust CG, we're going to play with lie angle a little bit, 6.6 top is your average. We're going to play with sort of all of that and make it much harder for you to miss it right.
Okay.
All right, Mikey. hit a couple of openers before we get into. I don't want to talk too much about what we've got in our hands here, but let's hit a couple.
I knew that was going to happen. Don't go anywhere.
Good. Really nice. Get that wee smile on your face again because...
No, because I know what it is.
That's good. That was nicely in the toe.
I hate you. Having to draw in 5 months.
It's not me.
It is you.
It's ping. I didn't make it. Even that one.
That was a bit heely.
Even that one, though. All right, if the right side of the golf course is your nemesis, you know, you see you play somewhere and it's just trouble all down the right wing. What a driver this is. Okay, you're consistently hitting it down the left.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, now let's start getting some rightward start lines in this.
Oh, geez.
Okay. Whew, so good.
Close.
So good.
They make a 9 degree in this thing?
I've been asking. Trust me, I've been asking for so long. It's so necessary.
It does, like, all like visuals aside, like, yeah, I'm hitting it nice, whatever, but it does look so closed. You better hit it left.
So if we look at immediately what we can get from it, obviously, we're trying to get that face to be more in line with the path. That's really what we want to get in our favor. The path is the path, and I think over time, Mikey, you would start to adjust a little bit and get it going, you know, sort of rightwards. But I mean, what a great sort of example of somebody who's missing it to the right. Now let's give you some performance, right? Let's give you some. Let me see it. Let's get some performance going here for you. All right, Mikey. What do we always talk about when it comes to club fitting? When it comes to fixing ball flights, we always talk about stacking gains on top of one another. How many gains can we get in our favor? Can we get the path less left? Can we get the face more right? Can we get the toe strike or the strike more towards the toe less than the heel? How many things can we get in our favor? That's what we want to try and sort of talk about here with this particular setup. We just saw how quickly we can basically eliminate your fade.
Yeah, yeah.
Gone, right? Like, you can go play golf tomorrow and you'd actually start aiming a little bit down the right and just hitting it pretty, you know, straight or little tiny draws. Love that. Okay, let's see a few with this one. And it's close.
Yeah.
It's really close.
Go.
Yeah. So now we start to add some pop to it now, right? That's why you call it, you know, this kind of setup fade destroyer, because, you know, as we start to build confidence with our player, that we don't have to just be a spinny kind of miss out the right. Your path is getting better. Your attack angle is getting upward. Dynamic is getting down. Let's keep building on that.
That's interesting. That didn't feel like I tried to swing fast, but it was
155 ball.
Yeah.
So good.
A little spinny, but yeah, it's straight.
Fade destroyer.
Ping, SFT 10.5. Down a bit.
You call it. Just make a 9. Just get them to make a 9.
Yeah, make a 9 degree. Ping if you're watching.
Just make a 9. They need to make a 9. But right now, basically where the numbers are, like, you're delivering too much dynamic loft. So let me make a little change to the shaft. Let me change something up there. It's pretty, awfully pretty. So as we kind of, you know, let a fit session evolve, Mikey, we've seen this enough times. You know, you've got a driver that's designed, it's a bit of a bomber driver, right? High launch, low spin, good speed, but it just wants to stay open for you. Look at the kind of how the swing evolves. Once the face gets left, once the toe strike starts to help, the path really can start to, I mean, you've done that in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
10, 12 minutes. you've kind of went from somebody who really couldn't, I mean, you couldn't hit your driver squared up. And if you did actually hit it squared up, it would have been too low. You know, something we talked about with your driver is just like, you're probably going to need more loft.
Right.
At some point. At some point. All right, I'm going to tag in with you and be Drawer Joe.
Okay, Drawer Joe.
Yeah, I mean, you and I are the opposite, really. Your miss is right, mine's left.
Yeah.
We see exaggerated amounts of that when both of us do our speed sessions. Like, I miss more left, you miss tons right. Is what it is. So I'm going to start with your driver.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're going to fit off of that. This is a driver that shouldn't really work for me in the slightest. So let's hit a few with it. Right on cue. And as I hit this more and more, like I'm really going to be trying to offset the curve. Yeah, it was a Healy one.
Yeah.
That felt like it should have been, to be honest, to the right.
Stayed dead straight.
Stayed nice and straight. Very forgiving driver.
It's doing exactly like we said. I mean, it's just it's a draw machine for you.
It's a draw machine.
Yeah.
It's an absolute draw machine. Will not allow me to see the right side of the golf course. Then
on repeat.
Yeah. Just some amount left every single time.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at the average. It's interesting how few I can hit in the middle of this thing, though. I really do feel like that's me. That's a consequence, Mikey, of me going that way.
Yeah.
Trying, like if I was to just pivot onto that, like I feel like I would just go like dead left.
Yeah.
Just have no chance.
Yeah, the strike just likes to hang
It
super
does.
low in the face. Again, forgiving driver, you get a lot more out of it than you probably should with a driver that low.
Yeah. Okay, build me an anti-left. What do we pick off the wall when people never want to hit it left?
Never want to hit it left. Triple diamond will be the start.
Okay.
All right, Fraz, you have you in Paradigm Triple Diamond 8 degree.
Yep.
Ventus Black 6X.
So you've went obviously stiffer.
Stiffer. It is, I do have this set up a little lower.
But
and
open.
Triple Diamond always kind of sits a little bit flatter than their other models that they
Flatter,
have.
CG forward.
Yeah.
It kind of fights rotation
Exactly.
with CG forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Right off the top.
315 top. Straight down the middle.
Felt like a good swing, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Felt like a good
Strike
swing.
sounded good.
Where was the strike? Okay, so open face, little heel strike.
Yeah. Little.
Maybe you could have got it more centered, would have helped you a
Yeah.
little bit, Mikey. One of the kind of subtleties of club fitting, though, is face angle does tend to move strike around the head a little bit. The more open we deliver the face, clearly, the more heel we're going to deliver to the ball. The more we get face to rotate, we are going to deliver more toe towards the ball. So, you know, lateral movement of the strike can be aided by sort of open and closing the face.
Yeah. Okay, Fraz, a little bit of a change.
Yeah.
Went out of the Triple Diamond 8 degree, maybe a little too low spinning.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I think for people who are trying to stop it going left or curve at all, have a little bit more spin, a little bit more backspin. It will soften the curvature a little bit. It will stop your golf ball sort of really being aggressive in its draw. It's a spin loft thing. It's a little bit more dynamic loft relative to your attack angle. Obviously, combine that with a strike on the head, gives you a softness to the flight. Right. So we're really just widening the spin loft on the golf club. I can promise you that would have been left.
Yeah.
I can 100% promise you. Look at where that toe strike is in a second. Because a different driver would have spun so much less.
A little low toe.
A little bit of toe, just...
Yeah, any other driver that's 16, 1700.
Yeah. Face close to the path with a toe strike. You're dead. You're left.
Yeah.
That's why this ping is... And I don't think lots of people would think G430 Max, really? Anti-left driver? Yes, because the amount of CG manipulation we can get with it, the stability we can get from that head, all the things in our favour, face angle obviously to the right. Obviously another great one would be sort of Stealth 2.
Yeah.
We could get that one being very flat, anti-left, but we would have that backspin issue, right? So I think that's why this is the right choice.
Yeah, ping just stays in the air a bit longer.
It really does. Now, that was a pretty cool example right there.
And that one there, you like you said, you've been working on trying to like neutralize that face a bit more. It's still a little fade up the right side, straight ball up the right side. 2400 spin.
Yeah, doesn't make me feel like I've got the left ball in me, if I'm being honest. I mean, I've tried to turn that one over.
Yeah.
And I've got a little draw out of it.
It's definitely doable. It's just, it doesn't go massive to the left.
No. Yeah, I'm trying hard there. Pushing the speed up. That's normally first thing that breaks down for me when I swing faster is the face goes left.
Right.
Again, another one pushing the speed nicely up a little bit now.
Start up the right side and just trickles back. You're right. The big left is completely gonzo in this thing.
Yeah, and the beauty again of it though is the spin. 22, 28 on the spin. Okay, Mikey, 2 examples of 2 different misses. You and I have 2 different misses. If we kind of look at our defaults, fader Joe and drawer Joe, right? First and foremost, let's look at club data, right?
See at the green.
I know, it unfortunately is the nature of it. 5 left, 3.5 right, dynamics similar. So just a bit faster over here, you know. You'll get there, don't you worry. Keep working at it. So if we look at the difference though in terms of actual distance, nothing in it.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be giving up all that speed into, I mean, that's where your driver was. That's why it was an efficient flat fade. You just don't want to be giving up all of that, you know, ball speed against the guy you know you can hit a little bit past. So if we go to where we both ended up, I mean, this was crazy when you went to the first ping. You could not hit it right.
Left machine.
But if we go to fade destroyer and then anti-left, we sort of meet each other in the middle.
Yeah.
Pretty cool to see it. Now, you're dealing with a much different proposition from a loft perspective.
Yeah.
So you're never going to get as much
the attacks,
ball speed.
It's like it's up, but it's considered a little steep right now.
Definitely. So we would want to get your spin loft down a little bit. That's where your efficiency goes up a little bit.
Yeah.
Much better. Much better. So if we look at where the path is, it just narrowed, didn't it? We started off with your path being very much left, mine being very much right, and they just kind of came together. And that is what happens in a fit when you get fit for the right equipment. The knock-on effect is that it will have a positive influence on the delivery itself.
Yeah.
You will start making nice changes to that. I think that ping that you built me was going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I think the cool thing with the video is people come in for a fit and they always say, "Oh, can you just slide the weight and draw, and I'm going to hit draws." That's not how it works.
No.
But there are ways that we can work with the swing, work with the club to find that perfect combo. Might not be perfect right out of the gates, but you definitely need to tinker a little bit and trust the process. But I mean, those are two completely different drivers designed to do exactly what they did. Yeah,
exactly. Which is manage the face to path relationship with the strike.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of what we've dealt with, guys. That is the DNA of our golf swings. We've worked within the DNA of our golf swings, and we've sort of neutralized them with technology, with movable weights, with the design characteristics of the head and shaft. Actually, length a little bit with yours.
Yeah.
By going a little bit longer with Vanquish, I wanted to make it harder for you to sort of come over it, like it at times can be. So all those little subtle, 1% stack them on top of one another, and you can get really, really neutral ball flights. Again, go back to where we both sort of started off. you said it right. Meet you at the green.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we're miles apart. So in the end, we can have a nice little friendly walk together down the fairway. We could even hold hands.
Stay away from me.
Very nice. Very nice. Good stuff. Okay, guys, hopefully you can see why in the Bay, it's not that we're trying to change golf swings. We can work with your golf swings. We can take what it is that you have, enhance it, use technology that doesn't fight what it is that is your natural DNA of your golf swing. Your swing is your swing. You're stuck with it. Too bad, right? I'd love you to change it, but you don't have the time, and the likelihood is you don't have the resources. So you're going to swing the way you swing to a degree for the next significant while. Technology can help you enjoy the game in the interim period.
Totally.
You know, and actually help you on that journey, on that process. It's amazing when you start to not fight that face-to-path relationship, how much more your body complies, how much more your kinematic sequence complies in order to try and become a more neutral golfer.
Definitely.
Good stuff. Okay, hopefully there was a little bit of you in that. Hopefully you saw some benefits. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you again soon.